Hello and welcome to Game 5 for the Hesston Swathers, who are 3-1. Thank you guys for joining us here on the Swathers Sports Network. My name is Micah, and I'm here alongside
Lane McGill.
Yep, and we are so excited to be here today to commentate on our Hesston Swathers.
Yeah, it's been probably about a month since we've been on the mic. They've had 3 straight road games, so it's really good to be back with you. I don't know how you feel, but I'm really excited for tonight.
I am also very, very excited. And then we want to give a quick shout out to Eric Schmidt, as he is joining us up here, not mic'd up, but is helping out with stats, so hopefully we can add to the viewing experience. But without further ado, we are going to announce the starting lineups for both teams, so we are not cramped like we were last time. So, for the Kingman Eagles, we have Carter Helm, number 1. Number 5, Nolan Friend. Number 7, Jake Fisher. Number 8, Bo Watkins. Number 9, Gunnar Skripsik. Number 10, Avery Albright. Number 15, Tristan Davidson. Number 50, Bly Kaimig. Number 52, Adrian Entrevers. Number 54, Ty Birkenbaugh. Number 55, Colin Schreiner. And number 67, Brody Bell. That is the Kingman Eagles starting lineup.
And the starting lineup for your Hesston Swathers: number 1, Jackson Fry. Number 4, Brett Cox. Number 8, Hudson Ferrellas. Number 12, Bailey Reed. Number 18, Isaac Sanchez. Number 26, Blake Hansen. Number 35, Adrian Hernandez. Number 40, Tyrone Taylor. Number 44, Bo Warden. Number 49, Carter Gonzalez. Number 50, Aiden O'Halloran. Number 57, Cooper McCormick. Number 64, Tegan Lang. Number 71, Ethan Coutre. And number 73, Hayden Hartung. Again, those are your starters for your home team, the Hesston Swathers.
We're very excited to be here, but we do apologize if you hear any wind. We are trying our best to block it out, but it is a windy day up here in the booth. So we will try our best to keep that wind noise out, but it may not be possible.
Yeah, it's a little windier than we would like today, but the weather overall is beautiful. Great temperature.
It really is a great temperature. It is. There is a little breeze, as we noted earlier, but really starting to get into that fall weather, which is just football season. 77 degrees here in Hesston, Kansas. Feels like 77. Yes, and the Kingman Eagles are coached by Tanner Hegeman, who I do not remember how many years this is his head coaching job at Kingman, but I believe he's done a very good job this year for the Kingman Eagles.
Yeah, are they undefeated up to this point?
Man.
I could be wrong, but I know they've had a very successful year as of yet, and I don't know. They're a team to beat for the Swathers. And the Swathers are coached by Tyson Bowerly. I know he always does a good job. He's a great coach, and he'll do the right thing to get the boys fired up for the game tonight.
And I believe now we're going to bring to you the Swather football hype video.
Well, you know, Johnny always wore black, and he wore black because he identified with the poor and the downtrodden.
You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later gotta cut you down, sooner or later gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar, go and tell that midnight rider, tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter, tell him that God's gonna cut him down, tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me with a voice so sweet, I thought I heard the shuffle of angels sweet. He called my name and my heart stood still when he said, John, go do my will. Go tell that long-tongued liar, go and tell that midnight rider, tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter, tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down.
And that was the hype video for the Swathers as the band makes their way out to the field on this near side to play the national anthem.
Gotta love the Hesston High School pep band. Through football and basketball, they are, in my opinion, it might be biased, but one of the best in 3A. I don't know what you would say to that, but
I would have to agree. Not that we're biased or anything towards our Swathers, but
maybe a little. And shout out the band director, Mr. Lyle Graverson. He always educates and teaches these kids well to play their instruments.
He does it very well, and he's done it for a number of years, and has really started a tradition of excellence of band here at Hesston. And we are forever thankful for that, adding to the spirit and the atmosphere of all the football games, home football games and home basketball games. As I believe they're about, yes, the national anthem.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's varsity football game between the visiting Kingman Eagles and your Hesston Swathers. At this time, would you please stand and show proper respect for our nation's flag as the Hesston High School pep band under the direction of Lyle Graverson plays our national anthem.
And there was our Hesston High School pep band playing the national anthem. Always wonderful to hear, always so good as they get ready to play our school's anthem now.
Classic.
I believe. It could be wrong.
Maybe not. We'll see.
There it is, on Wisconsin. As we see all of the Hesston fans stand up to show their support for our Hesston Swather football team, clapping their hands along with On Wisconsin. And there's a little bit of school spirit for you from the pep band. Always so thankful for them, always adding to the atmosphere. All right, Lane. What do you think are some things that the Hesston Swathers, or do you want to start with Kingman? What are some key points that they're thinking going into this game?
For the Kingman to start?
Yeah, let's go with Kingman to start.
Kingman, I think their running game is, by what I've heard, I think their running game is strong, and from what I understood, their running back is healthy this game, so I think he'll be a large factor in the game, and it'll be interesting to see how the Swathers have prepared for that.
Yes, very interesting to see if the Swathers can plug up all the holes, or if they will be able to run over the Swathers, really.
Yeah.
Plainly put. And for the Swathers, what do you think? Key point.
I think for them it's finding an equal balance of, oh, never mind, we'll go to the video now. Just a second, we'll be back soon.
Think of all that time. Every sprint in the summer. Every wait in the winter. All of those hours no one else saw. Think of every sacrifice. Early mornings in the weight room. Late nights in the film room. Every bump in the road, every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering, is it all worth it? It's all led to this. After all this time, we're almost there. All these hours we've worked, one more season can make us legends. It's time for the resurgence.
And there's that classic, iconic entrance by the Swathers with the American flag and the Swather flag. Oh man, just chills, literal chills.
Every time. I think the fans look forward to that every single home game.
It is. We said it last home game, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we'll say it again. One of the best entrances in high school football, in my opinion. Not that we're biased. Now, back to a previous. What we were about to say, a key point for the Swathers going into this game in order to try and improve on their record to 4-1.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think they're looking for a balance of rush and pass. I think they need, because with Hudson Ferrales, our star quarterback, I think he, if he can get going through the air, it'll push him back enough, and our run game will then follow, and I think that's a key for them.
Yep, I really think smart decisions by Ferrales at quarterback will really open up the run game and allow for a really balanced attack on the offense for the Swathers.
Yeah, I want to shout out 2 players for us. Jackson Fry, a junior. So far this year, he's had 15 receptions for 305 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's through the first 4 games. And rushing, Tyrone Taylor has had 42 carries for 369 yards and 3 touchdowns through our first 4 games.
Yes, that Tyrone Taylor can be a menace to defenses.
Yes.
I was at the Hillsborough Hesston game, and Tyrone had a couple of runs, I believe over 50?
Yeah, I think he had 2 over 50, 1 for a touchdown, and 1 he was tackled at the 1 yard line.
At the 1 yard line, yes.
So I think if he can get through a hole, he'll be a hard guy to catch, which
someone to watch for during this game. As the captains line up on the near side and the far side of the field to meet in the center for the coin toss. And I think someone to watch out for on the Kingman side will be number 5, Nolan Friend, their quarterback. I believe he's a very dynamic player, and the offense, as we all know, runs through the quarterback. So someone to definitely keep an eye on.
Yeah, I think another shout out for Kingman is number 7, Jake Fisher. I think through talk I've heard at school and just some stats I've seen is he's a dominant running back, and he's someone to watch out for.
As we await the coin flip to see who will receive the football at the start of this game.
Yeah, looks like the Swathers got their big men out for the captains. Got McCormick, Lang, O'Halloran, and Hartung.
Hartung, yes.
The 4 captains for the Swathers.
Good group of boys right there.
Oh, yeah.
As we are just under 2 minutes till game time.
The coin is up. We will see the result.
As we await a decision, seems to be reached.
It appears Kingman has deferred, and Hesston will receive the kickoff. So Kingman won the toss, deferred to the second half, and so the Swathers will start with the ball after the kickoff.
Hesston will receive. Kingman will defend the south end.
So with just under a minute to start, we will see what. I don't know. I'm really excited. We'll see. I don't know.
I am very excited as well. It's been a while since we've been here, as we've mentioned that before. Ready to go. 30 seconds until kickoff.
30 seconds.
As I wonder who the Swathers will have to receive, my guess will be Isaac Sanchez, as he has been a returner for the past 4 games.
And the second guy, they usually have 2 back, I'd put it on Blake Hansen, maybe. If not,
Agreed.
we'll see.
Sophomore.
We'll see. I know. I see him out there, maybe. Oh, it looks like Isaac is not out there.
Wow.
Officials
But
tonight, Grippery, Travis Griffin,
we do have Daxon Deering, a freshman, back to receive. Been showing
That's a
working
lot
hard
of-
in practice.
Yeah, a lot of trust by coach to put in. I guess he could be really good. We haven't seen him play, but I don't know. It just seems like it'll be exciting for him at least, I think, to be in this moment.
As we await kickoff.
Nolan Friend will be kicking for Kingman.
Nolan Friend, who is also the quarterback, is also the kicker and will be kicking off for the Kingman Eagles. And we're off. As Nolan Friend kicks a touchback to start the game. Really, you don't see that a whole lot in high school ball.
Yeah, especially at the 3A level. You see it occasionally, and there's some kickers that can do it consistently, but that's impressive to just come out here, kick a touchback. I know the coach probably loves it.
Yeah, Nolan Friend. As the Swathers take the field, For the very first play of the game, Lane, what you got? Run or pass?
I got to go with a run to Taylor. We'll see, but that is my prediction.
We do have Tyrone Taylor in the backfield with Ferralis. As Carter Gonzalez is in motion, hike. And Taylor does take the handoff outside to the near side of the field and picks up a pretty decent gain.
Yeah, decent gain. Looks to be about 4 or 5 yards. It's decent play to start. Build a little confidence.
I do like
Start
that.
rolling.
I do like that. If you can get 4 yards, an average of 4 yards on a run play, that is very good ground movement. As Ferralis and Taylor are in the backfield again, Taylor on the right hip of Ferralis. With hands in motion. Another handoff to Taylor, who takes it up the gut with a couple of juke moves and then is once again brought down.
Tyrone Taylor, the ball carrier. Colin Schreiner making the stop.
Schreiner making the stop for Kingman. As we now have a 3rd and 4 on their own 26 for the Swathers. Really hoping to convert here, not go 3 and out on the very first drive of the game.
Yeah, this will definitely be big for their momentum as the game
As
starts.
Sanchez is in motion, a little shovel pass to Sanchez, looking and gains up the middle. Looks like he has enough for the first down.
Yes, the ref is signaling first down. He gains about 7 yards on the play. And that was a nice little toss and patience by Sanchez to wait for the gap to form by the O-line and then hit the gap.
Waited for his blockers. We've seen that a lot from the Swathers this year, that little shovel pass, receiver in motion play, and it's worked well for him so far. Well, one play, but.
Yeah, one play.
As Gonzalez is in motion, takes the handoff from Ferralis, has the outside, looks to be another first down. That looks to be almost a gain of 15. Tackle by Nolan Friend.
I feel like we'll be saying his name a lot tonight.
Yes.
He's an important player, I know, for the Eagles. So
plays both sides.
Yeah, I think the way their roster was looking, a lot of players go both ways for them. They got a smaller team. They are a 2-way, so they're a little smaller. But
as Ferralis is once again in the backfield with Taylor on his left hip. Hansen in motion. Handoff to Taylor, coming to the right side, the near side of the field, and is taken down by 2 or 3 Kingman Eagles. Tristan Davidson gets the credit for the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like he was the first one there to wrap up Taylor's legs. It was good tackle from Davidson.
Brings up 2nd and 8 on their own 46-yard line. Looks for the hard count, doesn't get it. Reset. Takes the snap, hands it off to Taylor. Looking for a hole on the near side of the field. Once again, wrapped up by Tristan Davidson.
Tackled by Tristan Davidson.
Bringing up a 3rd down.
Yeah, it seems the Swathers' plan so far this game has just been heavy run and just see what develops out of it. And it's been working, but this will be a 3rd and 6, 3rd and long. We'll see if they switch things up for this at least.
Indeed. We have not seen Ferralis take a shot yet. 3rd and 6. Taylor moving to the right side, and a flag has been thrown.
Looked to be some movement on the line. The lines were pointing at each other a little bit. Yeah, it's a false start on the Swathers, so that'll back them up 5 yards, and they'll have a 3rd and 11 rather than a 3rd and 6. So.
Penalties can be drive killers.
Yeah,
Swathers were moving pretty well. But.
Yeah, their first game, they had some penalties that killed a couple drives, and I know they just got going once they stopped getting penalties. So
3rd and 11, and what I can only imagine is going to be some sort of pass. It is not. It is a reversal to Gonzalez that doesn't go anywhere, bringing up a 4th down. Tackle made by Bo Watkins.
Yeah, that was a good tackle. Just staying patient on defense, and when the ball was reversed, just being there to stop him in his tracks.
Brings up 4th down and 13.
As the Swathers bring out their punting unit, Bo Warden, to punt.
Bo Warden kicking for Hesston.
Goes off the side of his foot and out of bounds. Not the greatest of punts for the Swather. Didn't quite change the field.
Kick goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Where
So the Kingman Eagles will be starting their drive on their own 33-yard line. So they'll have 67 yards, if my math is correct,
Yes,
for a touchdown.
As we have 8:05 in the first quarter, still 0-0. Swathers had some good momentum there. Got cut short by a penalty that killed their momentum. And now we see Kingman Eagles take the field on offense for the first time. As the ball is handed off.
Avery Albright, the ball carrier.
To Avery
Brett Cox making the
Albright,
stop.
who
looked to gain about 5 yards.
Yeah, it looked like Brett Cox was there for the tackle. He has been a solid player on the defense this year. You know, picking up tackles, making some big plays in the Hillsborough game when I was there to watch.
Nolan Friend takes a low snap, rolling to the near side of the field, looking to throw, and just off the outstretched hands of Avery Albright.
Pass intended for Albright is incomplete.
Was fully stretched for that to try and make the completion, but couldn't quite haul it in.
2nd and 6.
As the Kingman Eagles face a 3rd and 6. Once again, Nolan Friend looking to pass. Throws it to the near side of the field. And once again, Avery Albright diving to try and make the play. But the ball was just a touch out of reach. Really a great effort.
Yeah, so it appears that Kingman's strategy so far has been go for some bigger pass plays early and less run, which surprises me, but I haven't seen too much on them. So I wouldn't be surprised if they keep doing this throughout the game.
As the Kingman Eagles look to punt, which is by Nolan Friend, and this ball will also roll out of bounds. So a 3 and out for the Kingman Eagles, not necessarily how they would have liked to start, but still plenty of time left in the ball game.
Hesston will take over 1st down and 10.
As the Swathers will start their second drive on the 20 with 7:11 to go. Here come the Swathers, led by junior quarterback Hudson Ferralis. We'll see if they take a run-heavy approach again on this drive. With Taylor on his left hip, Gonzalez in motion. Ferralis looking to pass in the pocket. Has to scramble, is being dragged down and gets sacked at the 5-yard line by Tristan Davidson. We have said his name already 3 times for tackles, and one of them is a massive tackle for loss.
Yeah, he was the first Eagle there to slow Ferralis down, and then a couple more came and helped him finish the tackle and bring Ferralis down. That's a big loss. They said, I think, 15 yards or 13, so 2nd and 23 from their own 7. This will be interesting what they have to do from here.
Ferralis rolling to the near side of the field, throws an out route to Fry, who gains some solid yards, still not making it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Pass complete to
Yeah, even though it wasn't a big gain, it's nice to see completion, probably for Alice. Just it's part of the mental game for him. Just see a completion. Fry just have the ball in his hands, and with a 3rd and long, we'll see what they have drawn up. They tried a reverse play last time, so we'll see what they have from the playbook this time.
On their own 16. Looking to get out of some trouble here.
Yeah, my prediction would be let Ferrales keep his eyes downfield and just see what develops, but we'll see what
As
they
we
do.
have Hansen in motion. Ferrales looking, throws out to Fry, who tosses it with a lateral to Taylor and picks up the first down. A little
He's still,
trickery. Oh,
he broke the first tackle and then was hit hard in the second tackle. But the hook and ladder play, haven't seen that one from the Swathers yet this year. And I know it used to be one of their go-to plays for a couple yards.
bringing something from the past to the present, and it worked really, really well.
Yeah, so they'll have a 1st and 10 on their own 48. So that was a, what, like a 20-yard gain on that?
Yeah, a lot of yards.
25.
Really
So
an excellent play call by Coach Tyson Beverly.
it'll always catch the high school defenses off guard.
As Taylor takes the ball running up the gut. Tackled by Colin Schneider.
Shriner.
Schreiner. I apologize. Schreiner. Colin Schreiner on the tackle.
Names can be difficult sometimes.
Gain of 3 on the play.
This has been a fairly quick quarter.
It really has.
5 minutes left already. It's not any timeouts, not a lot of stoppage, just clock keeps running, so we'll see if that continues.
Estrellas takes a snap, rolling to the near side of the field, looking to pass, is going to have to get rid of it, and just throws it away as pressure was applied by Jake Fisher. Way to not let get. Wow. Way to not let get. Way to not let Hudson Ferrales have time to throw and put some pressure and make him make a decision. And I do think Ferrales chose the right decision to throw away, not force the ball in somewhere where it could have been intercepted.
Yeah, but Kingman's defense, as you said, has done well at getting to him and just a little faster than normal and just pressuring him to make quicker decisions rather than letting his receivers find space.
As it's a handoff to Gonzalez, who's looking for a hole. And a tackle by Nolan Friend. Was looking for a hole, was patient, but nothing quite opened up as the Kingman defense.
Yeah, maybe a yard or two, or maybe looks about 4-yard gain. So it'll be 4th and it's like about 4 or 5 from the 46-yard line. Kingman's 46-yard line.
And it looks like the Swathers are going to elect to punt. It's always that interesting field position where do you go for it, do you punt? But I think this early in the game, they're just going to try and switch the field.
Yeah, but it would not surprise. Oh, that's a good punt, looks like, from Warden.
And the punt seems to be downed inside the 10.
That is a great punt.
At the 3.
At the 3.
That is a amazing punt by Bo Warden.
Yeah, nice end over end. Didn't bounce too far, and our guys on the outside, including Fry, was able to track it down and pick it up right before it went into the goal.
Textbook right there.
Textbook punt.
As the Kingman Eagles will take charge on their second drive of the game.
Yeah, they'll have a tall task ahead of them to go 97 yards if they want a touchdown on this play, or this drive.
Nolan Friend takes the snap and hands it off up the gut to Jake Fisher. A solid run to get some positive yards on the first play of the second drive.
Yeah, that was a nice run. Looked like he broke a couple tackles, or maybe even carried a few guys with him, a couple extra yards to get closer to that first down. We'll bring up a 2nd and 2 from there on 11.
2nd and 2.
In motion is Davidson, but Nolan Friend keeps it. And the tackle is made by Bailey Reed.
Yeah, it looked like a couple Swathers were there, but Bailey Reed finally brought him down in the end.
But enough
yeah,
to move the chains.
It will move the chains. So the Swathers defense was able to get a 3 and out on the first drive, but Kingman is probably settled their nerves a little bit coming into this game, and now they're more in sync. But we'll see if
And going
that
back,
continues.
as you said, to watch their run, they've ran the ball more on this drive, and it's been successful so far.
Yeah, we'll see if that continues.
As Friend keeps it again when there's a receiver in motion. Davidson was in motion. Sorry, not Tristan Davidson. Albright was in motion.
Yeah, it looked like Cooper McCormick was on the tackle there. Big man on the line for the Swathers.
You know, and I wonder if fatigue will play any part in this game. As we mentioned earlier, the Kingman Eagles have a smaller team. Friend looks to pass to the far side of the field, and it is caught. Broke a tackle by number 10, Avery Albright.
This is complete to Tristan Davidson.
With Tyrone Taylor on the tackle after the first broken tackle.
Yeah, he broke the first tackle from Bailey Reed, and then Tyrone Taylor came in at the end to shove him out of bounds, stopping the forward progress. But it was enough for a first down and a little more, and they will bring up a 1st and 10 on their own 41.
As Friend hands it off to Fisher and breaks a tackle and is still running. There is a flag at the line of scrimmage. This could be coming back, but as it stands now, a touchdown.
A touchdown for Kingman. That was a nice run, breaking some tackles. We'll see what the flag is, though. So can't celebrate yet. We'll see what the head ref has to call.
We have been told that that was actually a fumble by Fisher and was picked up by Carter Helm.
Yes, that
Who
is
ran
true,
it in.
because Fisher originally. So that was probably a heads-up play by him to scoop that ball and keep running. But
we'll
again,
see with this
yeah,
flag.
yeah, waiting on the officials. They're talking for a while, so because this is an important call. Looks like they're bringing the ball back, so does not appear the touchdown will count.
A holding.
Holding, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
That is really unfortunate for them.
Well, it was almost disaster, and then what could have been straight excitement turned into disappointment.
Yeah, I feel like every time there's a big play and there's a flag to bring it back, it's usually holding from somewhere to get that gap a little bigger.
As Friend passes to the near side of the field on a wide receiver screen to Carter Helm, trying to make a move, doesn't quite get anywhere. Maybe a couple yards.
Yeah, the tackle looked like it was made by Carter Gonzalez. He's there to stop him before he picks up too many yards. He maybe got a couple.
Two.
2.
2nd and 16. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
Yep. So continue their drive from their own 35 with a 2nd and very long.
As we were looking for a pass, Friend looking for a pass, finds a receiver in the middle of the field. This will be number 8, Bo Watkins, finding a seam in the Swathers defense.
Yeah, he was kind of open in the middle. I wonder if they were running some zone or something where they just kind of had to sit back and see what happened.
But still not enough for a first down. 15 yards coming up for a 3rd and 1.
Can they get the 1 yard? This will be close.
It will be close. Will the chains have to be brought out? Jake Fisher was the ball carrier there.
Yeah, he ran into the line of the Swathers. It looks like he was met by Gonzalez, if I can see right. But
And I believe there was no.
they're calling a 4th down. 4th and inches, probably. Very short. We'll see what the coach decides to do on this play.
Yes, 4th and 1. 40 seconds ticking.
It'll be a gutsy play by the coach, but I would not be surprised if he wants to go for it. Having a solid running back, I'd be confident in him to get this 1 yard.
Yes. Friend and Fisher in the backfield. Hands it off to Fisher, who gets more than enough for the first down on 4th down. And
Yeah.
I imagine that will take us to the end of the quarter.
Oh, there's a flag, a late flag from the back. I don't know if this will affect at all the result. Oh, looks like the Swathers are clapping. This could be big. We'll see what the head referee signals. But the Swather sideline and the fans are all happy, so it appears they'll back Kingman up.
And as we said earlier, penalties can really kill a drive.
Yeah, they've definitely killed this drive.
I would imagine they would punt if this is a holding penalty.
It was a sportsmanlike conduct foul on Kingman. So
I wonder if something was said.
yeah, if one of the players in the back was taunting or said something, or someone just they just threw someone down on a block or something, but no place for that in sports.
No. We like to keep good sportsmanship.
Oh yes, of course. They are still signaling first down, which is okay. So it's yeah. You got
We've been told that they get the first down because of the original play on the run where Fisher ran up the gut. But the penalty is added on after the first down. So they got the first down and then they moved backwards. So now there's a 1st and 10 at the 40, at their own 40.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was a little confused there for a bit.
So even though they got the first down, they're farther back. They're 15 yards farther back than where they ended that play.
A little strange, but
yeah. I'm not sure if I've seen that before, but
yes, the drive continues.
sure, it's the right call.
As we have a run play
Jake Fisher, the ball
by
carrier.
Jake Fisher, who was taken to the ground by Bailey Reed. As this will wind up our first quarter. Hesston 0, Kingman 0. And we will be back after a short ad break.
Yes. It's been a ground battle so far in the first quarter. GLC Real Estate Services, Inc., your only hometown real estate agency, is a proud sponsor of the Hesston Swathers. Call the GLC team for all of your real estate needs at 620-327-3100 or find us at www.glcrealestate.com or on your Facebook. Rolling Wheels is a proud sponsor of the Swather Sports Network. Since 2016, Rolling Wheels has been your local pre-owned car dealer, and we are proud to help many Swathers get into their first ride. Call or text us at 620-869-9982. Go Swathers. Central Kansas Counseling, serving individuals, couples, families, and kids throughout the region. Central Kansas Counseling walks alongside you in the pursuit of living a more healthy, courageous, and authentic life. Call now to get started.
Thank you for those ads, Lane. As we always want to shout out our sponsors that make this possible to bring this broadcast to you.
Yes, without them, it's probably not even be happening.
No.
Put it that way. So
It definitely would not be.
They are very important to us to have this student-led organization keep rolling.
Yep. All right. We see the ends of the field. What? Ends of the field?
Ends of the field. They flip.
They flip.
Flip.
As a low snap gathered by Friend, an option pass to number 1, Carter Helm, who is then brought down by number 4, Brett Cox.
Yeah, that was a good read by the quarterback, Friend, to know that the running back had a better gap to get that first down than him. So that's a good gain, and it's enough for a first down. They will continue their drive on the Hesston 47.
Friend looking to the far side of the field, hits Carter Helm, who makes a move, gets by the first defender, and is dragged down by number 1, by number 12, Bailey Reed.
Yes, my bad. Yeah, that was a good move. As soon as he caught the ball, he sized up his defender and then just made a quick move so the other defense didn't get there as fast, and then just made a move, got the first guy to miss, and picked up a decent 5 yards.
As Friend fakes the handoff to Helm and keeps it for, I believe, a no gain, as the refs blow their whistle to stop the forward progress by Hayden Hartung on the tackle.
Loss of 1 on the play.
That was actually a tackle for loss, so they'll have a 3rd and 6 if they want to keep this drive alive in Swather territory.
Friend scrambling to the near side of the field, throws it into I cannot see. Number 10, Avery Albright.
He makes a great move for a Eagles touchdown. That was a perfect pass, hit him in stride, and he just keeps running around the edge and beats his defender for the touchdown.
2 Kingman Eagles running across the field with Nolan Friend, as Friend was scrambling to the near side of the field, and he hits Avery Albright, who takes what could have been a broken play into 50 yards for a touchdown. As I believe that is Nolan Friend, the kicker, who just threw a touchdown pass.
It appears one of the Swathers has dropped offside. We'll see what the ref calls. Someone moved in the line, and Hernandez ended up through the line. Don't know if he moved or the offense moved first, but kind of funny to see him moving and everyone else not.
I wonder if he saw one of the Kingman players give a little
Half the distance to the goal.
Gesture?
Sure,
maybe?
gesture.
Fake?
Move, see if he saw one of the Kingman players move, and that made him go.
Or if they just blinked too hard and triggered him to fly through the line. Never know.
I can't say I've heard that one before, but it could be. Regardless, Nolan Friend looking to capitalize on this extra point.
Perfect.
That was right down the center of the uprights.
Nolan Friend is good.
Friend is really an all-around player.
Yes.
Throwing for that touchdown, kicking, punting.
Plays defense.
Yeah, great defense. He's doing it all. That was all. We said it, but that was a really impressive throw. While he was on the run, finding a man in stride for a Eagles touchdown.
And I do believe Avery Albright was slightly behind him, so it wasn't like he was throwing ahead of him as he was running to his right side. He was running to his right and kind of had to throw behind him, making that throw even more impressive.
Oh, yeah.
But that makes the score Hesston 0 and Kingman 7, as the Swathers will receive.
Yep. 10 minutes left in this first half. We'll see if the Swathers have a response for that play. I don't know. We'll see.
A large change of pace from the last game the Swathers played against Wichita Trinity Knights, which was a very high-scoring game.
Yeah.
This just 0 to 7.
Yeah, I wasn't there to watch, but it appeared from at least the Twitter updates that game was just touchdown, touchdown, maybe a couple stops, but the ending score was like 50-something to 40, and that would have been very fast-paced.
Very high-scoring. Now there's still a lot of football left to be played, so
oh, yeah.
this could still end up high-scoring.
It could, but Kingman striking first to put the first points on the board.
Nolan Friend will kick for Kingman. Jackson Deering.
As Friend, who just kicked the extra point, will now be kicking off to Jackson Deering and Blake Hansen. See if he has another touchback in the bag.
I think it might be into the wind this time. We'll see if it has the same carry, but we'll see.
And a low kick, who it is just fallen on, as the ball was a little bit mishandled. Could have been that low trajectory, not expecting the ball to bounce off the ground, as the football is not like a basketball, does not bounce normal.
Yeah, that would be a scary position to be back receiving on a kick like that, where when the ball hits the ground, you really have no clue where it's going to go. So you're basically cat-like reflexes to catch that ball.
As the Swathers will start their drive from their own 22, 10:25 left to go.
I would not be surprised if they look for a bigger chunk play, maybe through the air this time. We'll see, though.
We will see. Fry on the near side of the field. In motion is Gonzalez. And now in motion,
Appears to be Sanchez.
yes, Isaac Sanchez, who received the ball on what I can only imagine was another shuffle pass.
That was a good gain. Again, the patience to wait for the hole to develop and then just push through it and turn your legs to get as many yards as possible. Gets about a gain of 8 or 9 yards, so they'll continue the drive on their own 30.
Morales hands the ball off to Taylor, who runs to the near side. Will he have enough for the first down? He was brought down by Tristan Davidson.
Tackled by Avery Albright.
And the refs are signaling no, and it will be 3rd and 1 at their own 31.
Yeah, in football, sometimes it seems easy just to get that extra couple feet, but I know it can be a battle on the line. Just the determination usually decides whoever has the will to get through these plays.
As I believe there was a direct snap, the ball never touched the Swathers quarterback Ferales' hands, and a direct snap to Carter Gonzalez, who picked up the first down. Well, it may be close.
About 2 gives Hesston
Yeah, they're signaling first down, so good run by him.
at the 32-yard line.
I didn't know what to expect on that play. I was waiting for the ball to fly into Ferales' hands, and he just was standing there, and everyone else was moving, and I was a little confused.
Gonzalez
But
was
good
in
play.
motion across the line and stopped right under center and took it, and almost like a quarterback sneak without the quarterback.
Yeah, I know Gonzalez has a lot of power behind him to get that first down.
Ferales dropping back, scrambles to the opposite side of the field, looking for some room, and tries to take a defender head on.
Hudson Corrales, the ball carrier.
Who's tackled by
Tackled by Avery Albright.
Avery Albright. All of the Swathers wide receivers were running to the far side of the field. Ferales scanned, saw no one was open, and took off to the near side of the field.
Yeah, it's good to see him do that. He had a lot of room, and for him to make that run, I know he's developing more as a runner, but that was a good, solid run, getting past the first defender, and then not being afraid for the contact in the second defender.
As Ferales hands it off to Taylor, who's looking for some room down the middle.
Tyrone Taylor, the ball carrier. Tackled by Tristan Davidson.
And once again, brought down by Tristan Davidson.
Yeah, Taylor's got a lot of touches so far in the game.
Gained
He
about
has.
3 on the play. Brings
Picking
up
up
second
smaller
and 7.
chunk plays. He hasn't had any of the big plays we were talking about yet, but that's not surprising because the Kingman line is pretty solid, and
That they are.
but it could just be a matter of time. We don't know.
As Sanchez is in motion, a shovel pass to Sanchez. Tries to break one, but is tackled by
Isaac
Colin
Sanchez, the ball carrier.
Schreiner.
Colin Schreiner making the tackle.
But that will bring up a 3rd and about 5.
Gain of about 2 on the play brings up 3rd
Yeah,
and
short
5.
gain by Sanchez. He didn't really have a hole develop too much for him on that play, but still good 2 yards. So we'll see when they're on the Kingman's 49-yard line if they can get these 5 yards to continue. Well, not necessarily. They might go for our 4th, but we'll see what
Once
they do on
again.
this 3rd down.
As Sanchez is in motion, low snap. Ferales looking to pass, is going to scramble down the middle, and then does shovel it to Isaac Sanchez.
Heads up play by Ferales, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Pass is complete
He
to
started to
Isaac
scramble up the
Sanchez.
middle, was not yet across the line of scrimmage, and shovels it out to the far side of the field to Isaac Sanchez, who then takes it up the field for 5 or 6 yards for a first down.
41-yard line of
Yeah,
Kingman.
it's really important for, I think, a quarterback, in my opinion, to be able to see those plays and not just put their head down, because it might have been what I saw, but it didn't look like Ferales was about to gain that on his feet. So seeing Sanchez open and getting the ball to him was good to see.
As Gonzalez is in motion, But Ferralis looking to pass down the field, launches one way deep, and it is broken up. Almost intercepted by Nolan Friend, but Fry fought hard to try and catch the ball. It was a little bit of a jump ball opportunity. No one came down with it.
Yeah, it looked like he wasn't looking for the ball quite early enough. He might not have known it was coming for him. But he saw it late, but he didn't have time to really adjust and make that catch. And also, good coverage by Kingman. There were two guys there, and that would have been a miracle catch by
That would have
Fry.
been, yes, a miracle catch. 2nd and 10 from the Kingman 41. As Ferralis scanning, throws to the far side of the field and just throws it away. Could not find an open wide receiver.
Yeah, we'll bring up a 3rd and 10, but going back to the last play where he went deep, I think it's good to see him go deep because it'll bring the Kingman defenders, it'll make them stand a little farther back to be ready in case that they do it again, because that ball was well placed, and if they weren't there to stop it, I think it could have been a touchdown maybe, but that was great defense.
Ineligible receiver downfield is the call against Hesston.
There's a flag against Hesston. The ref called ineligible receiver downfield, possibly. We'll see if they, looks like they're walking back.
Is that
So
a 10-yard?
I don't know. They'll back up and replay second, it's 5, and they'll replay second down.
We'll
So
make it 2nd and 15.
2nd 15. So they still have an extra down, but 5 yards. We'll see what they can do with it.
Ferralis takes the snap, hands it off to Taylor. Once again running hard, but is wrapped up.
Tyrone Taylor, the ball carrier.
It was a good 4-yard run.
Brody Bell on the stop.
He's wrapped up by Brody Bell.
Gain of about 4 brings
Yeah,
up
that was a
third
good
and
stop,
11.
so he didn't build up some speed and be able to pick up that. Good defense again by the Eagles.
Yeah. Tyrone Taylor gets into the open field. Dangerous things can happen.
What do you think they go with on this 3rd and long?
I'm going to guess they're probably going to send Fry deep. Look for that, one-on-one.
You see some options?
And Hansen probably on a crossing route. Because we have a flag.
We'll see. It's from the ref in the back.
Delay of game, the call against Hesston.
And the Swathers get a delay of game penalty, bringing them back to 3rd and 16.
Make it 3rd and
Sure,
16.
Coach Bowerly is not happy with that. Delay games basically just, in Coach's eyes, definitely should not happen. So,
Wonder if there was a miscommunication that
Yeah.
caused that delay game.
taking too long to call a play, or Ferralis didn't get his guys out in time and just lost track of the clock. Because I don't think there was a clock for him to see, so just kind of memory.
Ferralis takes the ball, looking to pass. Has to scramble. Does so successfully, launches the ball downfield, and ball is caught. Was it intercepted or was he out of bounds?
We'll see what
By
the ref.
Nolan Friend.
Pass is caught out of bounds.
Yeah, he was out of bounds. It was a good catch. It would have been a pick,
Brings
but
up 4th down.
he was out of bounds. So makes me wonder if Ferralis was kind of just not throwing it away, but putting it in a place where it may be catch, but if not, it's out of bounds.
Yeah.
So it does. There's no threat of an interception.
And unfortunate. The penalties once again being drive killers for both these teams.
Yeah.
As Bo Warden
Kicking for
will
Hesston.
try and once again pin this ball inside the 10. Kicks it towards the sidelines, takes a good swather bounce, and will go towards the 11 or 12.
This will be about the 12-yard line. Recovered by Adrian Hernandez. Getting down there first to pick up that
Ball is
ball.
down at the 11-yard line, where Kingman will have it 1st and 10.
As Kingman will once again have to travel the whole length of the field to score.
Yep. So their offense is back on with just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. We'll see if they can have this same success from last drive, or we'll see what their game plan is. I wouldn't be surprised, since the pass was working last drive, if they go to that again at some point in this drive.
As Friend hands it off to Fisher, who takes off to the far side of the field, but is brought down by Tyrone Taylor.
Tyrone Taylor making the stop.
Good eye.
A good run, though.
Yeah, good run. Trying to get around the outside, track down so he only got a couple yards rather than maybe even 10 if he got around the edge. And that's what a lot of teams look to do. If the edge defense isn't great, then get around the edge and you can get some big plays.
As Friend looks to pass to the far side of the field, and it is caught for a first down. Big hit.
Pass complete to Carter Helm.
Carter Helm was the receiver, and Bailey Reed delivered the big hit. But enough to move the chains.
Yeah, good route. He turned around right at about the first down line, caught the ball, and basically had to fall over backwards more or less to pick up that first down.
As we approach under 4 minutes to go in the half, Kingman has all 3 timeouts remaining.
So they should have plenty of time.
Friend looking to pass again, has to scramble, almost brought down by Brett, launches the ball downfield to a wide receiver, Avery Albright. Did it hit the ground? They say yes. They say incomplete pass. A heads-up play, though, by Nolan Friend to see his receiver throw it to the empty space and trust his receiver to go, just not quite making the connection.
Yeah, that was a good throw. He just put it up there, and his receiver basically just had to run under it. And it was a little too far for Avery Albright to come back and pick up, but it was probably within inches of being a solid play.
Very close. Good job by Nolan Friend to avoid the sack from Brett Cox, who was bringing the pressure. As Friend keeps it on the handoff and picks up a solid gain of about 4 or 5 as the tackle was made by Cooper McCormick. That will bring up a 3rd down and what looks to be 6.
3rd and 6. See what they come out.
Brings up a 3rd and 6.
I wonder what the Swathers are thinking here. I'm sure if they get a stop, they will probably take a timeout.
Yeah, to stay aggressive and try to score before they go in for half.
As Friend looks to the outside and is incomplete.
Yeah, it was just a low pass. It didn't quite get to the receiver. It hit the turf and then bounced up to the receiver's hands. So
yes,
but it was a good route. If the throw was a little higher, that the route was ran well, and that probably would have been enough for a first down.
As it looks like the Kingman Eagles will punt. And Jackson Fry is back deep to receive. The punt is away and out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like he shanked it a little bit. I feel like all the punts tonight have been kind of like that.
Yes.
None of them have had really a chance to be returned. I guess Wardens have bounced down a little bit, and the returner probably just chose not to touch it because it's probably smarter, so then they don't bobble it.
But the Swathers will start with amazing field position at the 50 with 3 minutes to go and 3 timeouts.
Yeah, we'll see if they can connect on a big play or just get a couple smaller plays, maybe 6-7 yards in a row.
Even
get down,
get to field goal range.
Field goal range, test the leg of McGovern. We'll see. I know it'd be nice, at least for the Swathers' morale, if they could get some points on the board before half.
In motion is Hansen. And Hansen did receive the ball on a handoff for a gain of 4.
Yeah, it looks like he was tackled by Barber from the Eagles. And I've noticed the Swathers have done a lot of plays with just either jet sweeps or motion to a receiver coming across the field. And they found some success. but we'll see.
As Frauss looks to pass, scanning the whole field, doesn't find anyone, scrambles down the middle and is brought down
There's a flag
at
from
about the
the
line of scrimmage.
official from the back, so my bold prediction would be a holding, but we'll see what it is. Could be anything. Well,
My guess
maybe.
is that you will be right.
Yeah. Yep.
And you are.
That is a hold on the Swathers, trying to protect their quarterback from being hit or sacked. He'll bring up a 2nd and 16, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. 2nd and 16. As the Swathers have moved backwards from their original start at the 50 and are now on their own side of the field.
Against Hesston.
2:14 to go as the clock is running.
2nd and 24.
36-yard line.
They were pushed way back.
Unless it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which
Maybe.
could have been. As Frauss takes a shot downfield, and it is intercepted by number 10, Avery Albright, waiting like a hawk.
Intercepted by Avery
Frauss tried to
Albright.
force a deep ball in, get some excitement, but to no avail.
Yeah, I feel like his deep balls they've looked a little forced so far the game. It's like he's been told to take shots downfield, and they're decent decisions, but it doesn't. I feel like they're not the maybe smartest, but I don't know. It's more of a toss-up on who's going to come down with the ball.
Yeah, trying to create plays, and it is not working currently. And that gives Kingman a minute 54,
Yep.
3 timeouts to travel 69 yards. As Friend throws one downfield, and that may be pass interference.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it
Nick.
looked like he was going for Avery Albright on that play, but
I do believe I saw the defender grab the arms of Avery Albright, and that would be a pass interference.
yeah, you got to wait just a little longer before you make contact. You got to wait till the ball is basically there.
And heads-up play by Avery Albright to come back to the ball and not just let that ball fall short and force really a pass interference play.
Yeah, that's a big thing I've seen with receivers everywhere is usually if they have to come back or slow down for the ball and the corner is a little out of position, then they usually, to end up breaking up the pass, they have to have PI, pass interference.
As Friend looks to the far side of the field on a little wide receiver screen to Carter Helm, and another flag is thrown. Lots of flags this game in the first half.
Yeah, it's probably the story of the first half so far. Tons of flags. We'll see what the refs picked up on this play.
For all the teams? And Eric Schmidt, who is our stats guy, just told us that this is the 8th penalty between both teams in the first half.
Yeah, I feel like they've been pretty balanced. It is a illegal block on Kingman.
Illegal block in the back.
Yes, an illegal block in the back. We'll push Kingman back. Still with a minute 37 and 3 timeouts. So still a good opportunity to try and get down into field goal range, as Friend does have a leg. We have seen him kick a touchback already, and that extra point looked very sweet.
Yeah, so they have plenty of time to score, so they'll have a 1st and long to see. Looks like.
As we have 3 wide receivers for Kingman on the near side of the field.
And one on the far side, hiding over there.
Oh, yes. Carter Helm, who is now walking.
Looks like he'll go back out.
Yes.
My bold prediction would be a pass play with 4 receivers.
Classic setup of 4 verticals if you ever played Madden.
Not much, just a little.
Golden Friend scrambling out to his right, getting chased by Brett Cox, and completes it down the field. Another very impressive play to Avery Albright. Really an insane play. Once again, full speed sprinting.
Yeah, it reminds me that play a little bit of Patrick Mahomes, kind of just sprinting out, throwing the ball, and then he gets hit or pushed, and he doesn't see what happens until he gets up.
Yeah, he could not see if he completed that because the Swather sideline was in the way. But an excellent throw. Another low snap as Friends scrambles to the far side of the field, throws a jump ball, and is incomplete. My first thought was that it was a completed pass.
Yeah, the way Kingman's bench reacted, it suggested that it was complete, but yeah, no one ended up coming down with that. And he was looking for Avery Albright again.
There seems to be a little chemistry between those two.
Yeah, he seemed like a very reliable receiver as of yet in the game. And
Avery Albright is a senior, so lots of experience here on the football field.
yeah. So 2nd and 10 from Hesston's 32. Wouldn't be surprised if we see another shot at the end zone or another bigger play. We'll see.
His friend rolling to the near side of the field, throws to the near side as well. I do believe that is a completion of what looks to be a first down, and then pushed out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Yep.
Tristan Davidson.
Yeah, heads up play by him to catch that ball and then get out of bounds to stop the. Oh, I guess the clock will keep rolling. Did not go out of bounds. I guess they just stopped it maybe for the first down to switch, move the chains, and then start it again on the signal of the ref.
As Friend looking downfield, throws to the near side, incomplete. A little overthrown.
Yeah, it looked like that one was a little forced.
Pass intended for Gunnar Skripsic is incomplete.
As the pass was intended for Gunnar Skripsic. Stopping the clock though. 2nd and 10, 49 seconds to go.
Yeah, they have time to gather their offense, make a final push for the end zone in this last 49 seconds.
As Friend is looking to run up the middle.
Nolan Friend, the ball carrier.
Gains a couple, maybe two, as Kingman will take a timeout to stop the clock. And Hayden Hartung on the tackle for the Swathers.
That is the first time out of the half, I believe.
Right you are. .42 seconds remain in this second quarter, right before halftime, as Kingman looks to go up another score. Talking over their play calling. Now, Lane, do you think this is 3rd and 6 coming up? If Kingman does not get the first down here, do you think they go for it on 4th and try to get the touchdown, or they take their chances with a field goal?
Ooh, that's tough. It would be about, what, a 30-yard field goal? I think they'd go for it, personally. I think they're far enough where...
Especially if they gain some yards on this 3rd down.
Yeah. Well, yeah, especially if they gain some yards. But even if it's an incomplete pass or they just don't gain any yards, I would not be surprised if their coach went to get in the end zone again, because 7 points is a lot more than 3. And being up 14-0 at half would be
a huge confidence boost.
Yes.
As Friend rolls to the far side of the field, looking to pass, throws, and I did not see.
That was Avery Albright, if I can see correctly.
Touchdown pass to Avery.
And it was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Forget the 4th down.
Yeah, forget that. Great play by Avery Albright for Kingman's 2nd touchdown. That's the 2nd connection between Friend and Albright in this half, I guess, this game.
Once again, another amazing throw by Nolan Friend. Rolling out to his left, had to open his shoulders and find Avery Albright, who was behind him a ways. That is an incredible throw, as Friend will try for the extra point to put Kingman up 14.
No problem for him.
Once again, money.
Kick by Nolan Friend is good.
Score Hesston 0, Kingman 14. 34 seconds left to go in the half.
I will say my prediction at the beginning was wrong, that they would be a run-heavy team. So far in this game, the pass has been very successful for them. I don't know how many pass yards they have so far, but seems like quite a few. And they've had quite a few passing attempts as well.
And a lot of deep shots. Friend has really taken some shots, especially to his senior wide receiver, Avery Albright. But Tristan Davidson sprinkling in there for some solid gains and some crucial first downs.
Yeah, with 34 seconds at the half, I'm guessing they'll just take it into the locker room. We'll see. You never know.
See what happens on this kickoff.
Yeah. But I'm guessing the Swathers will just take it into the locker room and talk about what went wrong, I guess, in their game plan.
Yeah, no points on the board. Kingman defense has been exquisite, though.
That is true. They've been very physical.
They've not let
winning the physical battle.
Yes.
What it appears from up here.
Not let Taylor get any openings to try and take one to the house, keeping the Swather wide receivers at bay, not letting anything get behind them. A couple of broken up passes from the shot down the field, and of course, the interception. As Friend will kick this ball off. And the ball will be picked up by Daxon Deering, who will be tackled almost immediately.
Yeah, didn't look like he went very far after he picked up that ball. So starting on their own 12-yard line, I'm guessing the Swathers will just want to head in. Maybe take one shot, but I don't know.
Probably hand the ball off here, see what happens. Hang on to that ball.
Yep.
No turnovers. Head in the locker room and talk things over.
Plus, of course, coach is just feeling like he wants to see a big play, and they just go for something huge here. But
you never know.
They're lined up to run a play. We'll see.
And the ball is handed off. Tyrone Taylor. And on the tackle, we have Gunnar Skripsik.
Yeah, it looked like he was the first guy there to slow Taylor down, and then a couple others came to finish the tackle. And it was a good run. Ref sailing for a first down, so 20 seconds left. I don't know.
Yeah.
They might change their idea and go for a bigger shot. We'll see.
Clock winds down, now at 8 seconds.
Yeah.
I believe we will go into the half. Score Hesston 0, Kingman 14. Now, Lane, what have you really liked to see? What have you liked from, let's start with Hesston.
What I've liked from Hesston so far is, I'd say their defense has been pretty good. Again, 2 passing touchdowns that they've let through. But overall, I feel like they've been there to stop most of the plays.
Definitely some things to improve on for the Swathers. They've
I feel like they haven't
fairly smart offensively.
Yeah.
That interception wasn't the greatest decision, but the Kingman Eagles have impressed all around, I think.
Yeah,
So.
I feel like the Eagles have found a spark on offense that the Swathers have yet to find, and that we'll see what happens after half. So another ad from Bradbury Group. The Bradbury Group is a proud supporter of Hesston High School athletics. Bradbury is a family-owned custom equipment manufacturer headquartered in Mound Ridge. They are currently hiring for entry-level and advanced manufacturing careers. Bradbury's family environment, variety in challenging work, opportunities to advance, and great benefits are unmatched. To learn more, visit bradburygroup.com. Hesston College. Receive a minimum scholarship package of 65% of tuition, a discount of over $19,000 per year at Hesston College when you meet the following criteria. Graduate from Hesston from a high school within 50-mile radius of Hesston College, live on campus, and meet admission acceptance standards. With your discount, you are guaranteed to pay less than the average price of K-State, KU, and Wichita State. Hesston College. Start here, go everywhere. Hesston Pharmacy. Hey Swather fans, thanks for choosing the Hesston Pharmacy. When you support your locally owned and operated pharmacy, you make it possible for us to pass it on to the Hesston kids with ads like this. Thank you, and go Swathers.
And that will take us into halftime. We will see you guys shortly.
Peace out.
And we're back to give some stats, some stats on the Hesston Swathers, as Eric Schmidt, our stats man, has been keeping them, which we are so thankful for. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, so far passing in the first half, they've had 122 total yards. Oh, that's total yards of offense. 55 of them rush, 67 of them pass.
Pretty even for the Swathers, averaging to about 3.5 yards per carry for the Swathers. Kingman fans, we are sorry we do not have your stats this game. We are working on that for future games.
Yeah, it looks like the rush to pass, there's been 16 rushes and 11 pass plays by the Swathers. So a little more heavy on the rush, but that's expected.
Yeah.
I think one thing to mention that's key is the turnovers. Hesston has 1, Kingman doesn't have any. I know Kingman would like to keep that clean throughout the game.
And here come the Hesston Swathers out of the locker room.
Making their second half or halftime entrance.
Yes,
Still pretty hype.
it is.
Doesn't really compare
is
as
always
much to the
As the
entrance at the beginning of the game. But this one's still cool to see.
I do. As a middle schooler, though, I remember standing in that tunnel and seeing the high school football players run through, and it is really fun to see, to be on the field with them, as you always look up to the high schoolers for as a middle schooler.
Here they go. Out to the field. We are in sync.
We are in sync.
You see the whole blackout student section out in the field to make the tunnel for the Swathers to run through. They are always out here supporting the Swathers, going crazy in the student section. Shout out to them.
Yep, adding to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of football can be added up to the atmosphere, and sometimes it can make a team win. You know, you've heard of, like, especially in the NFL, when there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of fans.
Yeah,
the noise.
They just talk about the noise on the field, and that can definitely swing. It's the advantage of being at home, but in high school, 3A, there's not, I feel like, quite enough people here to affect the game as much.
Probably
maybe slightly, but not quite.
But maybe the fact of playing at home gives you that comfort. But does not seem to affect Kingman, as they have a commanding 14-0 lead. Well, it has been, I would almost say, a slower game. Not as many, I don't know how to put this. There have been a lot of change of possessions, but yet the game hasn't felt as explosive as it has in previous Swather games, as the Swathers oftentimes run that motion offense, constantly having people in motion, but Kingman defense has not been tricked by it at all. They've stayed true to their game plan on defense, and it's worked very well as the Swathers are held at 0. Trying to think of some key plays in the first half, and I get reminded of the Swathers, their trick play that they had, the hook and ladder. And then, of course, the interception, which was very, very impactful for the Kingman Eagles.
Can you crop it?
We're sorry for the the scoreboard. It got hit by a football that was being practiced, and it got a little away. Took an awkward bounce, and we're trying to get it fixed, as you can see in the top corner of your screen.
Always got to have some technical difficulties to go along with live streams.
It's always, wouldn't be a live stream without some difficulties.
Yeah. Well, just over a minute till second half starts.
Indeed. What are some things, the Swathers, what do you think Coach Bowerly said to his Swathers? We're down 14 points in the locker room, try to get them inspired.
I think maybe brought it up last week. They were down, I think, 13 to the Trinity team. I think he might have brought that up to convey the message that they are not at all out of this. And then also maybe just bring up the fact that they just need to settle down and just focus up, basically.
Yeah.
And just play football. Because
Smart decisions on the offensive. And defensively, they've made plenty of stops. They've gotten them off the field, just haven't been able to capitalize offensively. And for Kingman, what are the things they need to continue doing or get better at doing?
I think one thing they need to continue is the passing options, especially to Avery Albright. He has been a key, at least in the first half. I think if the quarterback friend can keep looking for him, then that would be pretty substantial for Kingman.
The friend Albright connection was there in the first half. We'll see if it continues or if the Swathers make some changes on their defense to try and stop that connection. As looks like the Swathers are ready to kick off. Waiting on the Kingman Eagles as we await the start of the second half. Score Hesston 0, Kingman 14. As McGovern is ready to kick the ball off, and it's away. The kick is bobbled and then picked up by Avery Albright, who takes it outside and is gaining yards on the far side of the field. Could he go all the way? It looks like he will. Avery Albright turned on the Jets and beat all of the Swathers after a muffed kickoff and took it outside for a touchdown.
He definitely turned on the Jets around the edge. It looked like, from what I could see, that some Swathers were going to take an angle and cut him off, but as soon as he hit that sideline, he just basically turned on like a speed boost or something and just zoomed past all the defenders coming to get him.
Avery Albright was moving on that kick return, and what a way to start the second half for the Kingman Eagles with a punch to the gut for the Swathers.
That's probably, coach's dream. Just come out of the second half, quick touchdown. It'll, I don't know, 21 points. That's a big lead for Kingman.
I can only imagine what the Swathers' morale is right now as they face a daunting, currently 20-point deficit, but as Friend is 2 for 2 straight down the middle in the uprights, I would assume to be a 21-point deficit.
Yep.
And Friend kicks it true. 21, Kingman, Hesston 0. A quick strike.
Yeah.
About the quickest strike you can possibly have.
Yeah, 13 seconds in. They get 7 more points.
In football.
And I would like to give a massive shout out to Avery Albright. He has all 3 of Kingman's touchdowns tonight. Two receiving and then 1 a kick return. So all around for him, he's having himself a game.
Impact player right there. Someone to keep your eyes on for the rest of the game. Not only at the wide receiver position, but apparently kickoff too.
Yeah, he's probably back on both kick and punt returns, so anytime those are coming back, he is definitely someone to watch.
And he is fast. We saw out on the corner there some Swathers trying to reach him, but just too fast. Simply put, too fast. Avery Albright outran all of the Swathers out on the edge for a touchdown. And the Swathers will now receive with 11:47, as Lane mentioned earlier, 13 seconds only taken off the clock.
Maybe the Swathers return it for themselves. We'll see.
That would be wild.
That'd be big, but we'll see.
as it looks.
Or maybe another touchback if Nolan Friend, great kicker. We'll see what he has.
Is into the wind, so it would be a very impressive kick.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't put it against him, though.
I wouldn't put it past him. And Friend boots the ball away. It is a good kick. Not going to be a touchback. Received by Hansen. Takes it to this near side of the field at the sideline and runs out of bounds.
Yeah, good catch by him not to bobble that. I'm guessing most of those high kicks and punts both would be fairly difficult to field, especially if they're spinning through the air. So
I imagine being a punt or kick returner is one of the scarier positions, as you were looking up at the ball and you know there's a whole team rushing down to try and hit you as hard as they possibly can.
see what the Swathers have.
Sends Gonzalez in motion and then sends Sanchez, who receives the ball, takes it to the near side of the field, and is pushed out of bounds.
Isaac Sanchez, the ball carrier.
Yeah, decent run. Just another motion play from the Swathers. It's their, seems like their go-to play at this point in time. Send someone in motion across the field and then just hand the ball and let the play develop.
We have seen a lot of that tonight as the Swathers pick up enough for a first down.
Gives Hesston a first and 10.
That was probably about exactly a 10-yard gain from Sanchez.
Low snap handled by Ferralis and handed off to Tyrone Taylor, who was stuffed at the line of scrimmage and may have lost a yard.
Yeah, that was a good play by the line of Kingman to jump the play and stop Taylor before he could pick up any yardage.
Once again, this Kingman defense stuffing the Swather run, not allowing for any big plays. Brings up 2nd and 11 as Sanchez is in motion, and it is a shovel pass to Sanchez as he tries to find any room and is once again stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Sanchez, the ball carrier.
Tackle by Dalton Barber.
Doug Okenbaugh making the tackle. No gain on the play, brings up.
So the Swathers have a 3rd and long here. We'll see if, my prediction would be through the air. They've had 2 running plays in a row that haven't been very successful. So we'll see if Ferralis can get a connection.
And right you are, a little wide receiver screen action as Fry takes it on the near side of the field and tries to make a move. Seems to have slipped a little bit and is pushed out of bounds by Carter Helm. Bringing up a 4th down and about 4.
Yeah. The Swathers like that play. I know in the first week we were commentating, they went to Jake Proctor a lot on that, but he is out with an injury tonight. So Fry, and actually Colton Diller is also out, so 2 of their receivers. So the Fry and Hansen are really stepping up as the receivers.
As Bo Warden kicks it, it looked like it was slightly tipped and will take end over end. Takes a bounce and will continue to roll all the way down to the 8-yard line.
That was a good Hesston roll at the end of that punt. Looked like Avery Albright wanted to pick it up and try to repeat what happened at the kickoff, but he knew it'd probably be too risky, and for his personal health, he decided not to.
His personal health, I like that. As Kingman will set up shop at their own 8 to travel.
And they are no stranger to starting deep in their own territory. They've had probably 3 drives inside their own 10 and a couple more inside their own 20. So they have a lot of field, but they've seen that a lot tonight.
As Friend hands it off to Fisher, who takes it up the gut, has a seam, makes one miss, makes another miss, and then is tackled from behind after a solid 15 to 20-yard gain by Jackson Fry on the tackle from behind.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little slow to get up. Wonder if it's just a dead leg or something that he just has to shake off.
Play gives Kingman 1st and 10 at the 30.
But really a great run. A large hole was opened up by that Kingman offensive line.
Yeah, good hard running.
Friend launches downfield, has a receiver. It was Avery Albright who was sprinting past the safeties
For Avery Albright is incomplete.
of the Swathers. But once again, I believe that is the 3rd time tonight, just out of the outstretched arms of Avery Albright.
Yeah, and Albright has been diving for all those catches. It's impressive that his determination to just try to make a play, just outstretched completely. I know that's probably very difficult.
Handed off to Fisher. Down the middle, does not seem to go anywhere as the Swathers are on top of that run.
Jake Fisher, the ball carrier. Bill Warden making the tackle.
Bo Warden on the stop.
Yeah, it looks like Bo Warden stood him up at the beginning of the run, and then the rest of the Swathers could converge and finish the tackle.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 for the Kingman Eagles. Friend in the backfield with Fisher. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, and will look to throw. Is eyeing Avery, not Avery Albright, I apologize. That would have been Carter Helm, one-on-one down the far side of the field. Incomplete pass though, as it was short.
Yeah. It's a pretty good pass, but the coverage was pretty tight, and it would have been, the receiver would have had to make a great play to be able to come back and get that ball.
Blake Hansen on the coverage.
So it looks like they'll be punting.
It does look that way. Once again, Nolan Friend.
Nolan
Punt.
Friend back to punt. Blake Hansen back to receive.
And Friend gets it off. End over end. Takes an Eagles bounce. And they will switch the field with 8:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. Kingman 21, Hesston 0.
So do you think the Swathers are going to stick with their game plan, or what do you think their plan is coming out in this drive down 21?
At this point, what they've been doing hasn't seemed to work as they still have 0 points. So I would wonder if they might mix it up, go with a little tempo, try and get the Eagles off their feet, maybe look for some other different routes, as we know they really like the motion and the almost jet sweeps, the wide receiver screens, but with 2 senior wide receivers currently not playing, I wonder if they're going to have to maybe go back to a little bit of trickery as we saw in the first half. Ball is handed off to what looks to be Gonzalez for a solid run up the middle, and the tackle by Avery Albright.
Yeah, that was a good run by Gonzalez, enough to get a first down. Good first play of possession, and Swathers will look to continue, do that. Maybe get a big play. I think, if I remember, the only large play the Swathers have had was that hook and ladder trickery early in the game. But other than that, I feel like they haven't had too many large plays.
Yeah, that hook and ladder went for 32 yards. As we have another run play by Tyrone Taylor and the tackle by Nolan Friend, all over the field tonight on offense and defense. Swathers seem to be struggling a little bit currently, gaining any traction. Have put together a couple of good drives that have been stopped short by penalties. We'll see if they can get anything going here on the 2nd and 8. As Frales throws a little swing route that is dropped by Taylor. That looked promising as the Swathers had wide receivers out blocking for Taylor. And Taylor, you get him in the open field and he can make stuff happen.
Yeah, you got to wonder with that drop if he glanced upfield to see if he was about to get hit right before he made that catch. I've heard receivers doing that before, and I think it's important for them to keep their eye on the ball, I guess, until it's in their hands and then turn upfield. But I know that happens. And as a running back, he probably doesn't practice much receiving, so.
As Frales looks to the far side of the field. It is a quick throw to Carter Gonzalez, who only picks up a couple yards.
Yeah, he might have got through the first tackle, but there was enough guys there to bring him down, leaving them 4th and long. That I would predict a punt, probably. I don't think they're at the point yet where they need to start.
Not quite that desperate yet. 4th and 7. As Avery Albright is back to receive deep. And Bo Warren trying to keep that ball away from a big return man of Avery Albright. Ball rolling out at around the 20.
Yeah, you got to wonder if the Hesston coach, special team coach, just said, get a low punt away from the returner because we don't want to risk Albright to get the ball and then just have an open field ahead of him to run and make a play. As we've seen earlier in this game, he's very capable of making those plays.
And Kingman will start at their own 22 to travel the length of the field again with 6:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. Friend in the backfield with number 1, Carter Helm, but Friend keeps it up the gut, gains a solid amount of yardage, and still falling, pushing the pile
Friend, the ball carrier.
to what looks to be a 1st down.
Yeah, it appears enough, or it'll be really close. 2nd and short, but gotta love when the big pile up and then the offensive line just comes behind the ball carrier and just pushes him the extra couple yards, or just helps the pile fall forward. And that is enough for a 1st down.
I would like to shout out the Kingman Eagles offensive line. They've given Friend plenty of time to throw those deep balls that we have seen, and then their run game has been successful as well because of them doing the dirty work for the team. As Friend takes the snap, rolling to the far side of the field.
Pass complete to Avery Albright.
And once again hits Avery Albright, who made a move, made a guy miss.
Yeah, and then it looked like he was stood up hard by Reed on that tackle. Stopped right in his tracks. It was a decent tackle, hit pretty hard.
2nd and 3, 7-yard gain. Once again, Friend with an option to Carter Helm, but the Swathers are all over that play, and that will be a negative play. Bo Warden on the tackle.
Yeah, it was a good heads-up play by the Swathers to cover both the quarterback and the receiver that were in the option, and just be ready to stop both. So I'm sure the quarterback got rid of that because he didn't know where to go, hoping his receiver would have a better option, and he did not. So
yeah, a loss of
good read.
6.
About 6 on the play, brings up 3rd and 9.
See if the Swathers can get off the field defensively and get something going offensively. And Friend rolling out to the near side of the field. May have just thrown it away, may have gotten hit, didn't quite see what happened, but the ball lands well short of any nearby Kingman wide receivers.
Yeah, and we were talking about noise earlier. You got to wonder, the student section was getting loud and rowdy on that 3rd down. Got to wonder if that played any effect in the play call, or even just, I don't know, just the nerves of the offense.
Wonder if it got into the head of Nolan Friend. As Nolan Friend, I would assume, looks to punt again on a 4th and 9, 4:24 left to go in the 3rd. End over end. Takes more of a Hesston bounce this time as it bounces back towards midfield.
Ball is down at the 36-yard line.
Decent little punt. We'll see.
1st and 10.
Swathers need to get some offense going. Not sure. They have sparks of good plays, and then ultimately the drive just ends with a couple dead plays in a row. So it'd be nice to see them put a couple plays together that are just positive and just see where that takes them.
Yeah, the Swathers' energy on the sideline and on the field, excuse me, on the field seems to be a little flat. We'll see if they can find some inspiration somewhere to get some energy up get some belief back. As Ferralis handles a low snap and hands the ball off to
Asher Dutchendorf, the ball carrier.
Asher Dutchendorf, number 85 for
Yeah.
the Swathers.
That play was, I think the low snap altered that play from the beginning, and Dutchendorf was a little late to get the ball, resulting in loss of a couple yards. Bringing up second, and looks to be about 13.
That is the first touch for Asher Dutchendorf. I wonder if the Swathers were trying to mix up the touches and get the Kingman defense off. As Ferralis scrambles up the field and will just step out of bounds for a solid gain of about 6 or 7, resulting in probably a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, we'll see where they mark it.
I feel like for the Swathers to stay in this game, they really need to convert right here on this 3rd and 8 and not go for a 3 and out. I feel like that would be a huge morale decliner.
Yeah. I don't think it's yet, but you got to wonder when Coach Barley decides that he needs to start going for these 4th downs, if that comes into a play. Hoping it doesn't, obviously, but got to wonder when that's going to come into effect.
Strauss looks on a slant route. He connects with who I believe
Wow, this will be close.
is Blake Hansen.
Pass complete to Blake Hansen.
We'll see where the
They're
spot
moving
is.
they're moving the sticks, so looks like the spot was just enough.
We'll see if the Swathers can keep a little bit of momentum from that 3rd and 8. A great slant route, great catch by Blake Hansen.
Yep. He was just making, it looked like he just wanted to make that catch and get down, just be safe, and he had just enough on that route to get a Swather first down.
As Ferralis will hand the ball off to, I believe, Carter Gonzalez.
That was
Oh,
Bailey
that was
Reed. Bailey Reed on the carry for that.
I apologize.
That run.
Tackled by Avery Albright.
And Avery Albright delivered a very large blow. Bringing up a 2nd and 9, 2:45 to go in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they're about midway down the field.
They're on 49, so they're on their
Maybe.
own. They're on their own
Not sure.
49, I think. Well, maybe not.
We'll see.
As Ferralis will hand the ball off once again,
Gonzalez.
this time to Carter Gonzalez, resulting in little gain of 1 yard, bringing up a 3rd and 8.
This reminds me of their last 3rd down. 3rd and long. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a similar play call. Successful last time. They go with a slightly different lineup with 2 receivers our side, but
You see Fry and Hansen on the near
We'll see.
side of the field. Tried to catch Kingman napping with a hard count. Did not work. Sends Bailey Reed to his left hip.
looks
And I
like
believe we're going to have a timeout by the Swathers. Trying to catch him with a hard count, but in the end, I think they knew they weren't going to call a play and just take a timeout.
yeah, looks like Coach Bally wanted to talk this over. This is a pretty big play. There's a minute. Actually, I don't know. Clock is running right now. I'm not sure why.
They need to stop now.
Okay, yeah. About a minute and a half, just over that left in the 3rd quarter. Be nice if they could get some points on the board by the end of the 3rd.
Yes. And if you were the head coach of the Hesston Swathers, what are you saying to your players right now?
I'd say just keep this drive alive is the biggest part. Everyone, I think each individual player just needs to make sure they do their job, not worry about other people. If they get their job done, I think the rest will follow and they'll be fine.
Yep. Great advice from Coach Lane.
Coach Lane. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if they go with some random maybe trick play. Not necessarily, just something different. After calling a timeout, they have time to get everyone on the same page for sure.
Yes. Possible hook and ladder, maybe?
Maybe. Usually only see that once because then the defense is slightly more ready for it.
And we have a little confusion between the referees and the players.
There's a flag down. It's from the far ref. They blow the play dead. we'll see what the ref calls. Did you see anything?
I did not see anything in particular because I believe it was a dead ball play. Maybe a delay game, which would not make Bowerly happy after a timeout, especially.
It looks like there's no indication of who the flag is against as of yet. The refs are still talking about it.
Could be a false start.
False start, encroachment, neutral zone infraction. There's many different things. Illegal shift, you never know. Looks like the ref. Oh no.
There.
Looks like he is waving off the flag. They talk about it and decide there was no flag on the play.
Always interesting when you see a flag thrown and they come
Gotta wonder
together.
what the ref think they saw. Thinks whatever. Thought they saw. Thank you.
As Ferralis looks to pass, takes a shot downfield on 3rd and 8, and is once again intercepted by number 5, Nolan Friend, who returns the ball and is still running across midfield and is still running after a broken tackle.
Yeah, it looked like the tackle he broke by Jackson Fry. Fry was just going for the fumble, but that was a great pick and great running by Nolan Friend on that play.
Once again, Hudson Ferralis throwing a jump ball, not going the Swather's way as Nolan Friend was ready for it. And almost a 30-yard or a 30-yard return. I'm not entirely sure where he picked that ball off.
Yeah,
But a very good return from Nolan Friend.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell, but yeah, he made a couple guys miss on the tackles and got his team to great field position to start this drive. I think those turnovers are definitely a turning point in this game so far.
His friend hands the ball off to Fisher, who looks for something on the outside, but gets no yards as Carter Gonzalez makes the tackle on the edge.
Yeah, it looked like Gonzalez kind of just chased him down, jumped on his back, and tipped him over, to say. Good tackle. Bring up a 2nd and 10. We'll see what these Swathers can do on defense here. Or if the Eagles decide they just want to score again. You never know.
You never know. As Friend is back to receive the snap, takes it, looking to pass, throws to the far side of the field, and the pass is incomplete. Yeah. Bobbled, hit the floor, incomplete.
Yeah, it looked a little low, but I think Nolan Friend's his goal on these passes, I guess, is to have them low because it's more safe, safe from being intercepted, picked off from the defense. So going low and incomplete is definitely a safer option than throwing it up and maybe a big play, but also maybe an interception. So I think that's smart throwing by him.
Could be some experience from the senior quarterback. As he rolls on a play action and hits number 15, Tristan Davidson, for a solid gain. Not enough for a first down, I do not think. And Brett Cox made the tackle.
That's probably a gain of about 9-10 yards, bring up 4th and 3. At this field position, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles go for it. Up 21. The clock is winding down. I think maybe
Probably.
wait till the 4th quarter, talk it over, get a play drawn up. I guess they're running out.
They may try to catch the Swathers jumping, or they may run a play. Yeah.
Looks like they just wanted to find the hard count.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, we have Kingman 21, Hesston 0. Kingman has played a very solid 3 quarters, especially on defense, as we will head to an ad break.
We'd like to thank all of the SSN sponsors that have supported us this year. We've been able to enroll more students in our programs and continue to create quality content largely because of your support. From all of us at the Swather Sports Network, thank you.
Well, Kingman has played a very solid 3 quarters of football, especially on the defensive end. Offensively, they've ran the ball, they've passed the ball, they've taken some deep shots that have been very successful, and I've been thoroughly impressed with the Kingman offense, frankly. And their defense not allowing a single point for the Hesston Swathers. Not even really a scare by the Swathers.
Yeah, you got to think head coach Tanner Hegeman, his game plan has been executed very well so far, and his players are just doing their jobs and just doing what they need to, basically, so far in this game to put themselves in a winning position. The Swathers would have to have some very drastic changes to turn this game around.
It would be very dramatic if the Swathers were to come back and even challenge the Kingman Eagles. But there has been crazier moments in sports as Kingman will take the field at the Swather 37. Friend rolling out to the near side of the field and completes it to number 15, Tristan Davidson, here on the near side of the field. On a 4th and 3, had some time to think it over, chose the correct play to get the yards they needed, nothing too fancy.
Yeah, it looks like Jackson Fry, he ended up bringing him down, but not before, as you said. He was able to get the first down. Fry a little slow to get up. Looks like he might be limping a little bit. Just kind of happens as the game go on. Take hits, a little fatigued.
His friend hands it off to Fisher, who goes up the gut. A hard-fought run for maybe 3-4 yards. And a flag is thrown.
Yeah, it looked like one of the Kingman players just got a little angry and just shoved a Hesston Swather back.
That will
You
probably
never know what the refs call. They might have, they might call that the Swathers initiated the scuffle, but we'll see.
most likely an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Yep. I couldn't tell who got pushed down. Might have been Hernandez. But
I believe that was correct.
yeah. And it looked like the running back, Fisher, was the instigator.
I do
If
see.
that's the right word.
We see the Kingman Eagles walking back, so I believe the flag is going to be on them. But the ref's still conversing.
Yeah, we'll see what they end up calling on this play. And the Eagles know they're, I don't know, made a bad play, I guess. I couldn't find the words. But the refs might call that the Swathers initiated it. We'll see.
And
Yeah, that's a unsportsmanlike conduct call on Kingman.
yeah,
It looks like they're, did he signal ejection? He signaled something over his head.
Unsportsmanlike conduct call against Kingman.
Yeah, it looks like number 7, the running back, has been ejected from the game for that play. I'm sure his coach is furious. I mean, he's done a lot so far in this game, but his temper just was a little too much for him.
flared a little bit. And I almost wonder if that could be a turning point for the Swathers. There is only 11:30 left in the fourth quarter, so it may be too late. But some momentum that could go for the Swathers.
Yeah, that play's kind of surprising to me. I did not expect to see an ejection after that, but I guess it was pretty aggressive.
Yes. As friend sends Albright into motion, the handoff will be to Albright, who looks for something on the outside, makes a move, breaks one, and then is tackled by a swarm of Swathers.
Yeah. Looked like after he got around the corner and he was met by Hernandez and Reed together to help slow him down before he could really use his speed to just outrun the defense.
And that will bring up a 2nd and 10 as he makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
9 on the play brings up 2nd and 10.
So the clock will continue to run. This is not ideal, obviously, for the Swathers, as they need as much time as possible to have the ball, but
Okay, make that 3rd and 10.
Our apologies, it is not 2nd and 10, it will be 3rd and 10. As friend is looking to pass, scrambles to the far side of the field, launches a bullet to Avery Albright. who makes a catch of about 7. And another flag is thrown on the far sideline after the play was dead.
That was another late flag. Got to one. It's at that point it's either a late hit or something else was said, as the tempers are high probably, and both teams just are feeling it late into this game. We'll see. The refs are talking it over again. Got to wonder what they are talking about ultimately.
We hope it is not another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Yeah, you like to see nice, clean games.
As it looks like the penalty is on the Swathers.
I missed the signal. It's probably like a personal foul.
Yeah, a personal foul.
That's probably just a late hit.
Yeah,
I
probably.
wonder
Yeah.
if it was on Cox, because they're taking him out the game for at least one play.
I bet you are right. Which will bring up first down and goal from the 8-yard line.
This is a test of Swather's goal line defense. Not quite yet, but pretty much.
As he hands it off to number 1, Carter Helm, who takes it to the outside through a large hole and will score for the 4th time for the Kingman Eagles. However, the first time by a different player.
That was a great design play. Just getting around the outside for the 4th Kingman touchdown of the night.
It was really a textbook drive, even with penalties. Run the ball, pass the ball. Nothing was too crazy. Just some solid, like 4 to 7 yard gains. I mean, really, every time. As Friend will be a perfect 4 for 4 on the day.
Yeah, and he's not making those just barely anything. He is booting them through the uprights, straight down the middle with plenty of distance.
Yes, he is. Well, the Swathers' hopes may be too much. 10 minutes to go, 28 points to overcome for the Swathers.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what the coach would be saying in this situation. Has to be, obviously got to keep the spirits high as much as he can, but I don't know.
Yes.
It'd be tough to coach in this situation.
The Kingman defense has just been a little too strong today for the Swather offense.
I'd describe it as almost like suffocating.
Yeah.
Just suffocates
It really
the offense. Whenever they try to go long, they've been there to either to knock the ball incomplete or even to pick it off.
Yeah, 2 interceptions from Hudson Ferralis today.
We're both by Nolan Friend?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
He has put up some impressive numbers tonight. If we were in college, he may be on the Heisman watch after a game like this.
Kansas Heisman watch. Yeah, he's been kicking, punting, running, passing,
doing everything.
Do it all.
And his stats for this game are absolutely absurd, with the passing yards, the rushing yards, the extra points, and the interceptions. What a game from Nolan Friend, with still 10-16 to play. He will now line up to kick the ball off.
Looks like the wind might have knocked the ball over, so.
It is getting a little windier as we get a little later into the night.
Yeah, the wind has continued to pick up. Looks like just knocked the ball over.
And the wind carries this ball all the way back for another touchback, his 2nd of the night.
Yeah, those touchbacks kind of scary because the return guys are out at about the 6-7 yard line and they go over their head, but they don't bounce in the end zone. So they have to trust that the ball's going to continue to go forward because kickoff is a live ball. So if that doesn't go in the end zone, they either have to dive on it or try to pick it up and make something happen.
It is true.
So
They've landed about the 3 yard line every time. And Typically, the momentum of the ball will carry into the end zone, but not every time.
Footballs like to bounce strangely.
Indubitably.
Vocab word.
As for Alice, will hand the ball off to Carter Gonzalez. Looking for something up the middle. Doesn't seem to get much, maybe 1 or 2 yards.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of the Kingman guys met him, and then Davidson came with a hit to take him down.
Tristan Davidson.
Might have picked up a little bit, but not much there. Swathers have stayed true to their game plan, just trying to run, trying to use motion, confuse the defense. And Kingman so far has not folded. They are playing some solid D.
As Frows looks to the near side of the field, finds Fry on a little hitch route and is wrapped up by many of the Eagles. We will count the tackle to Carter Helm.
Yeah, he was the first guy there, I think, in coverage. And then he kind of stood him up, and the rest of the defense came to converge.
As I believe we have a Hoisington player tying. Sorry,
Kingman.
Oh my, I'm so sorry, Kingman fans. I apologize.
Kingman.
Did I just say it again?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
Kingman player was tying another Kingman player's shoes. I apologize for that.
Don't see that every day.
As Taylor looks for something up the middle. Needed 1 yard.
Looks like the ref on the far side marks that he got it, but the near side ref marks 4th down, so looks like it'll be 4th and short. At this point, the Swathers, they won't have a chance. I think they have to go for it.
I agree. And it looks like they will as Ferralis marches back to tell the troops the play.
Great analogy.
4th and 1. Swathers need this to even have a chance in this game. Gonzalez in motion, looking for something on the outside. It will be very close once again.
Carter Gonzalez, the ball carrier.
But I believe it is enough to move the chains.
Yeah, he got just enough. They kind of need that at this point in the game. 28 points is a lot, but if Swathers didn't convert on that, it pretty much would have been, I don't know. It.
Kingman could have run the ball even if they went 4 and out, taking plenty of time off the clock. As Taylor comes out for a little swing play, but is met immediately by 2 Kingman players, number 8, Bo Watkins, and number 15, Tristan Davidson.
Tristan Davidson, I feel like we've said his name quite a few times. He's been a very impact player on the defense, making solid tackles, being where he needs to be. Basically doing everything that the coach probably asked of him.
I believe Tristan Davidson was the one who early in the game had a 13-yard sack.
Yeah.
That was very impactful for the Kingman, and also impactful for the Swathers, but in a negative light. As Ferralis scans the field and will just throw this ball away. Kingman defense in coverage has been very good tonight.
Yeah.
Ferralis has been scanning the field, been forced to scramble multiple times, but the Eagles defense has not budged, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Bringing up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, the Swather receiving core is fairly young this game, but I guess they need to rely on them with some injuries in the upperclassmen, and at this point, it hasn't quite been clicking. There have been some good moments, but overall, hasn't quite.
As we have a reverse to Carter Gonzalez, who picks up a decent gain of about 4 or 5, and will bring up a 4th down.
This will be another critical 4th down drop. I guess your best play for what appears to be about 9 yards. 4th and long, so we'll see if they can get this.
We have Ferralis in the backfield with Taylor on his left hip. Ferralis drops back to pass, looking down the field, scanning. Will have to roll out to his right, and then does find an open Jackson Fry in the middle of the field. And will be a first down.
Yeah, that was a good looking play. Find an open receiver. I feel like it's their first solid connection downfield. Not the first, but like I don't know, I feel like it was just a solid connection that you're used to seeing out of your Hesston Swathers.
Yeah, the Swathers haven't had too many large pass plays tonight as we've been used to seeing in the season. And testament. What happened?
It looked like Fry went up for a jump ball, completed it, and then the ball was knocked out of his hands. It depends on whether the officials count it as a fumble or an incomplete pass. I don't know. Fry is now down, so it looked like he was hit pretty hard. So he is laying there. So we'll take.
It did look like Jackson Fry, he had a little bit of a gap between he and his defender. Ferralis saw that, took a chance. Fry seemed to have had it in his hands, but then the safety came over and landed a huge blow, knocking the ball out of Jackson Fry's hand. It'll be up to the ref to see if that is a completed pass and a fumble or an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and it looked like a good play. I think the play kind of, it looked like he was waving his hand to motion for Jackson just to go down the field and get open, and he did his job, and then the safety just made a great play coming in and knocking that ball loose.
We sure hope Fry is okay as he still is on the field with the athletic trainer, Nate Bartel.
Those, I guess, blindside hits are always scary when you're going up for the ball, make the catch, and then you don't see the safety just coming in from your blind side, making the big hit. He stands up, walks off the field in his own power. That's good to see. But I would guess he will not be returning to this game.
Yeah, he walked off on his own power, which is always good to see. So hopefully that means he will be okay.
Yeah, but that's another injury to our receiving core, which is not great.
And as we mentioned at the very, very start of the stream, Jackson Fry has been one of the most explosive receivers for the Swather receiving core with over 300 yards and receptions.
Looks like Caden Both will be out there to take his spot as a wideout receiver.
As Ferralis will hand it off to Gonzalez, who runs up the middle for little to no gain. Tristan Davidson on the tackle. Second and 7.
I think, I might be wrong, I think this is the best drive the Swathers have put together tonight. Getting some larger chunk plays and some good running. We'll see if they can continue, get some points.
Has been a steady drive for the Swathers, as once again it'll be another handoff, this time to Tyrone Taylor, who is dragged down.
Tyrone Taylor, the ball carrier.
Swathers have had to convert multiple fourth downs to keep this drive alive, hoping to get some points on the board and not finish this game with 0 up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, at this point, 28 points is probably too much to ask. So just getting some points, I think, would be helpful just for going into future weeks.
As it is another handoff on the outside to Carter Gonzalez.
Yeah, it looked like he got a stiff arm around the edge, made a play. Now it looks like one of the Kingman defenders is down. I'm not sure. He's not moving, so we'll see. Take an official timeout to assess his injury.
We have 4:50 to go. I believe we will have a first down from the run, as all of the Kingman players kneel to show their support for the injured player.
Yeah, we hope it's also not too severe and he can get up and walk off. We'll see.
Swathers have struggled offensively this game. I think in large part due to that Kingman defense, as the injured player does stand up on what looks like his own free will and walks off the field, which is always, as we said earlier, great to see.
Yeah, it looked like that might be number 10,
Avery
Albright.
Albright, who has been a very impactful player to this game with 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. I could be wrong. They're all the way on the other side of the field, but that's what
Play
it looked
is
like
Hesston,
to
first
me.
and 10 at the 21-yard line.
But the result of Gonzalez's run is a first down, so they will have a first down just outside the red zone, looking to punch the ball in for hopefully a touchdown. We'll see.
As Ferrales handles another low snap and will hand it off on a jet sweep
Yeah.
to Blake Hansen.
Yeah, that play, it looked like he couldn't really get around the edge on there. It looked like Nolan Friend and a couple other Kingman defenders were there just following him the whole time, making sure he couldn't get the edge and get his head turned downhill toward the end zone.
Yes. Great defense by the Kingman Eagles to swarm to the ball and pick up a loss of 2. As Ferrales rolls to his left and is hit as he's thrown. And there's another flag down, possibly holding as he was scrambling out to the far side of the field.
Yeah, we'll see.
But the pass.
Blake Hansen did make the catch, and then it looked like he was hit hard, and the ball went flying out of bounds. So I think that's just a fumble out of bounds, and the Swathers would keep the ball. Depends on what the flag was, though. Swathers are walking back, so we'll see what they call.
Illegal block in the back.
I think that's offensive pass interference.
Oh.
Offensive pass interference.
Correct you are.
Hesston.
Do not trust me with the penalties.
Yeah.
Offensive pass interference.
So that'll push him back.
Still be second down and a long, long ways to go.
Yes, that was definitely. Make this a lot more difficult to get to the end zone with exactly 4 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter.
As Ferrales completes a pass over the middle, a quick throw.
Looked like the Bo Warden, the tight end, getting his first touch of the night. Not sure.
Bo Warden was a little slow to get up and appears to be jogging off
Looks
to
like
the sideline.
his arm or hand, something he's holding as he runs off. Hopefully it's just a bruise, but he'll bounce back.
But that will bring up third down and 14. As Ferrales just chucks this one away as he felt
looks
the
like-
pressure.
Yeah, it looks like the ref on the outside dropped the flag, probably for intentional grounding.
I do not believe that ball quite made it back to the line of scrimmage.
We'll see what the refs, they're talking about it, but there was no receiver in the area. And
Was he out? The question is, was he out of the pocket and did it make it back to the line of scrimmage?
yeah,
Both of them were close calls.
both of them were close. It looked like the ref behind the quarterback said he was still, or I don't know, mentioned that it wasn't grounding from his point of view. But we'll see what the ref on the sideline saw.
And the Swathers seem to be taking a few steps back. Intentional grounding was called.
Yep.
So we will replay third down.
Intentional grounding, the call
Another
against Hesston.
very long third
Loss of
down.
on the play.
Push him back all the way
Third
to
down
the Kingman 39-yard line.
and a mile.
Brings up
Fourth down.
28.
Okay. apparently.
Nearly 28 yards on this play for a first down. It's a lot to ask. It'll be one of their bigger plays of the game, but we'll see what they have drawn up.
Will have to take a shot downfield. And instead, Ferralis will be sacked. Did dodge away from the original defender, but is eventually sacked.
Looked like number 57.
That's short of the line to gain.
By Isaac
Kingman takes
Mertens.
over 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, it
Well
looked like
done.
he was the second guy there that brought Ferralis down after he stepped out the first tackle and avoided that one.
And that was a
Blue backpack found in the parking lot.
good drive by the Swathers, converting on multiple 4th downs, but in the end, the Kingman defense just too strong.
Yeah, making plays when they need to. And that's pretty much all the coach can ask for of his players.
Number
Gabe
1,
Anderson, the ball carrier.
or number 4, I apologize, Gabe Anderson, now in.
Yep. With 3 minutes left, it looks like Kingman is getting some of their younger guys some touches in the varsity game.
Gabe Anderson is indeed a freshman.
That'll probably be exciting for them to get a couple touches in the big Friday night light game.
Wow, big hit.
Gabe Anderson, the ball
But
carrier.
Gabe Anderson will pick up the first down regardless.
Yeah.
Just needing 1 yard, but got a few more.
He just got enough of the first down before Bo Warden came in and hit him hard.
As the clock will stop until the chains are set.
Not sure. It looks like the players are upset about something. Not sure what it is. Maybe the spot.
2:30 left in the game. As the clock ticks on, it is,
Yep.
I would venture to say, over.
Yeah, I think.
Crazy things have happened in football, but this would be absolutely absurd.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I know one more first down would definitely seal it, but they might not even need that. They might be able to run out the clock.
Because they just took a kneel right there. Well, Lane, it was a hard-fought battle. It really was. There was lots of, there were sparks that flew, lots of penalties,
Yeah.
and some hot-headed ones. So we cannot question whether they gave their all, because we know they both wanted to win. But in the end, it will be Kingman 28, Hesston 0, as the clock continues to wind down and Kingman will continue to kneel the ball.
Yeah. I think my highlight player from the game is Avery Albright, the receiver, and kick returner, getting those 2 receiving touchdowns, and he had to do some work with his legs after he caught that ball. It wasn't catching it in the end zone. He had to catch it, do some work with his legs, get those touchdowns, and then that big kickoff return was also big impact play.
Yes, and I would also like to highlight number 5, Nolan Friend, the quarterback for the Kingman Eagles, had himself an incredible game.
Yep.
Through
And
some,
going both ways too, because on defense too, he was making big plays. So,
as well as with Avery Albright. And then I would also like to highlight Tristan Davidson, who, especially on the defensive end, had a great game as a wide receiver, but especially on the defensive end. And early we were saying his name. We already mentioned he had that sack that really, I think, set the tone for this Kingman Eagles defense and said, we're not here to mess around.
yeah. 4th down, looks like. Not sure.
As the clock continues to wind down, it is 4th and 10. And a flag is thrown. I believe it's going to be a delay of game. And they will probably punt the ball away.
Delay of game, the call against Kingman.
And And now they will punt this ball away. As the clock continues to wind down, it is a high snap. And it is still booted away as the time expires, and that will be the game. It was well fought by the Swathers, but in the end, it will be the Swathers 0 and Kingman 28, a dominant performance by the Eagles.
Yeah, it was very dominant on both ends of the ball. They were, in my opinion, more physical. They just did their jobs better, and in the end, just came out with the victory and kind of very solid. No question that they were going to win this game.
Stuck to their game plan, and it worked. they never went away from it. And why would you? You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
So
very good saying to end this game. The Swathers will be home again next Friday for homecoming.
Homecoming it is.
Homecoming. Make sure to come out and support. They'll be playing against the Clearwater Indians, I believe. Game starts at 7, as always.
Lots of festivities coming up this week for the high school. Parade on Wednesday. Excited for that.
Yep. It'll be a big week. Lots of fun. Swathers will be looking to get back after this loss and take a win next Friday.
Swathers have things to improve on. Hopefully this week of practice they can find those improvements. I think that'll be all. We thank you for tuning in to the Swathers Sports Network. I'm Micah Dalston alongside
Lane McGill.
And of course our statistician Eric Schmidt. Would you like to say a few words, Eric?
Thanks for watching, guys.
There you have it. Thank you and goodbye.